Welcome to the Rule of Three podcast, hosted by Dual Wield Studios. My name is Spencer. Joined with me is Gyro and Cobalt.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
Ooh.
Guys, we have a problem.
What?
Yeah? What's the problem?
We're stuck in a pilot episode.
God damn it, you're right.
Fuck. Alright.
Oh.
What do we do?
I think we should talk about pilot episodes.
Wait.
You think?
Wait, say that again.
I think we should talk about pilot episodes.
Fuck, it's genius. What did I think of that?
So today's episode, since it's the first episode of this podcast, we are going to talk about pilot episodes because why not? It's the first episode, so let's talk about them. So we watched two pilots of two vastly different shows. Cobalt, Tux, do either of you want to say the names of the shows that we watched?
Yeah, so we picked when we were thinking of pilot episodes, I was like, what's a good pilot episode? And my mind went to Gravity Falls, which is a Disney Channel animated thing that you probably would watch before. And then I was thinking like, okay, what is the most like generic cookie cutter pilot we could have thought of? And my brain went to the TikTok phenomenon known as Chicago Fire. So we watched those two, and let me say, Chicago Fire should stay on TikTok. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I've seen so many clips of the show, and I'm like, man, this like looks interesting. I might watch it. After watching the pilot, I was like,
why would I watch this?
It's
yeah,
like it's
14
generic
seasons.
Firefighter show of all time.
It really is. But I do think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Before we
What's a
talk about
pilot?
Gravity Falls, yes, we should talk about that. But the most important thing about a pilot episode, Spencer, is the introduction of the characters, which we haven't even truly like introduced ourselves in like
Our own
who we
pilot.
are, what we do. And so yeah. Spencer, do you want to kind of explain some of the stuff that you do, like who you are, what you're
Yeah,
do on
I'm
YouTube?
Yeah, I'm Spencer. I'm the Cobalt Tux on YouTube. I do Halo commentary, and I do kind of Red versus Blue, which is Halo Machinima. So basically just like full on writer and addicted to the YouTube game, basically. For like writing wise, I've always wanted to like do writing. I was going to go to film school and then realized, why would I go to film school? There's no reason. And I just kind of like found my love for like cinematography and stuff inside of YouTube, just kind of overall.
Nice.
Baller.
Cobalt,
What about
the other
you?
Cobalt?
Oh, okay.
I was
sorry,
No, it's
Tux.
okay.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Oh.
Oh god, no we don't. Yeah, hi, I'm that Cobalt Spartan on YouTube. I do exclusively Machinima content, and I stream sometimes. That's pretty cool. What else do I do?
What got you into cinematography?
What got me into
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. No, yeah. Red versus Blue. I love that. I watched it so much to the point where I got to the point where I was like, I could do this. This seems easy. No, it's not. Shinmaning is annoying sometimes.
Real.
But I but in doing Machinimas, I've realized that I like advertising for some reason. And so that's what I kind of want to do in my future career that I don't have yet. So yeah, I don't know, there's not a whole lot about me.
And who are you, Overlord Gyro?
Overlord Gyro.
Boss,
Yes,
some could say.
I'm Gyro. I obviously run the Dual Wield Studios YouTube channel, but I like film and filmmaking. I make machinimas as well. I also make like video essays or like commentary videos, and I like making gaming videos. I just like making stuff that like when I have a hyperfixation over something, I just like making it, but um yeah, I've always had a fascination for film. I went to college, I dropped out of college, but for like the first like I mean like for both of the years that I went to college for, I took like film classes and like editing classes and stuff like that. And I like really I love film, but like I feel like a lot of the stuff that I learned in those classes, I kind of like learned off of like YouTube videos and like things that I've just like learned in like the world. And so I still like it. Just academics are just not for me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love talking about film. I love watching movies. It's pretty fun.
I,
So yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all brought together basically because we all love cinematography and we all really want to talk about stuff that we watch. I mean, we watch media with a very different eye than just like your normal consumer, and
Right.
we do a lot of this stuff. So just like we wanted to do this to kind of express our thoughts on certain topics, mainly overall within TV shows, movies, our own work, and just kind of everything else in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we decided that like this episode, going back to the beginning, like the main topic is that we thought like, hey, let's talk about pilots, let's talk about pilot episodes, because this is our first episode of our little podcast. Um so main thing is just like, what is a pilot? Well, that's actually a good question. I actually don't know. Why are the first episode, or like why is like the first episode of most TV shows called a pilot? Is it just
So
because it's like
yeah, so like the writer kind of makes the first episode script, like he tries to like visualize the full story and stuff, but they make a pilot and they usually shoot it pretty low budget, and then they just kind of try to shop the show around to a bunch of different film or not like TV shows. Like you would film a
mhm,
pilot and then just kind of like try to sell it to like Fox or the CW or like X and X and
NBC.
X, and then just try to have it get picked up by somebody, right? And then
mhm,
from there, obviously things will change and the creative uh like the studio will have input on everything and the TV show that it's being aired on will have input, but like the pilot usually has the most identity out of maybe the entire show, whether that be good or bad. It's just kind of like the original vision for what this show will be. So it's trying to encapsulate everything, basically,
mhm.
which I think that we saw is both a harm and a positive in these two pilots that we watched.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Which one do we want to talk about first? Do we
I
want to talk about
I kind of want to talk about, what is it, Chicago Fire, because oh boy, I did not really enjoy that.
I
That was something.
I do I I want to start off with the fact that listen, like 1, 2, 3 movies is where I consume most of my like media because like
Yeah.
I do not
He's a pirate on the
just
seven
I
seas.
love piracy.
listen. I'm I'm a pirate, okay? What can I say? I I refuse to pay for streaming services. Like I don't want to use streaming services. So when I when I tried watching Chicago Fire, like in our like text message like group chat, it was just so funny because I guess I like the for some reason the episode, even though it said season 1 episode 1, it was not playing season 1, episode 1, and I was so confused. My first note that I wrote down for Chicago Fire is, what the fuck is happening? Because I was so distraught. Like, I was 3 minutes in, and there was like a whole recap, and I was like, this seems like a lot of information. Like, I feel like I should...
something.
Like, is this like a spin-off show? Like, I genuinely thought that I was like, fuck, am I supposed to watch like a different show before watching this? Like, what is going on right now?
You're right,
and
Gyro.
then-
I tasked you to watch an entire show and then watch the pilot for the other show.
Yeah, like I was like, what is happening? And then Cobalt and I decided to watch Chicago Fire together, and it was a interesting experience.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any like thing that they want to say first?
The hook is crazy. Can I like?
Yes.
It is.
So the hook is like you got to get the audience engagement in the first 5 minutes, and it's like My note is it's very comedic and lighthearted to start. Immediate death. like everybody's laughing and it's fun, and then some guy just burns in an attic. Like, what are we doing?
It is kind of crazy, like the jump, which like I want to kind of give it a little bit of praise, because the show, it like immediately tells you that like, hey, there's gonna be stakes, like people will die.
Steak?
So like that's pretty good. Like you want to establish like, hey, this isn't like, even though that these people are like really lighthearted and fun and all that, like death will be a reoccurring theme in this show, which is like,
I
feel
hope
like
it's
it's
true.
Oh my
We'll
yeah.
see.
Yeah, I hope it's true. I hope everyone
Obviously,
dies.
we'll continue our Chicago Fire watch along.
Oh,
So we'll
God.
see. we'll
Oh,
see.
God.
You're not excited, are you, Gyro?
I don't want to watch any more of this show. I'll be real. I was perfectly content with like the rose tinted glasses that I had watching this show through like YouTube shorts. Like most of the clips that I've seen of the show, I was like, oh, this actually looks interesting. Watching an actual full episode of this show, I was
It's
like,
a lot.
It
really is.
I get why I haven't started this show. Like it's kind of boring. Like
it was
It's
a very,
kind of a nothing
like,
burger.
It is a nothing burger of a pilot, because I feel like they planned the show to already have like a kajillion episodes. So it really does just feel like episode 1 of a show. And
Not a pilot.
that really harms it, because the only guy that I really know is Peter Mills. Because they say the name Peter Mills like 30 times. I don't even know if he's important. He's just the new guy. So
Yeah, he's
but
the
like
rookie.
they tried to give like this bird's eye view plot and then immediately drop it for there's like an ambulance plot. The chief of police is boxing the mayor. Kelly
think he
has
was boxing...
a drug problem.
Yeah.
Matt has a divorce. There's so much stuff going on.
There's a lot happening in this first episode, and like I'm so glad that you brought up that the only character the name that you know was Peter Mills, because like I wrote that same note. I said the only 2 names I know are Darden and Mills, and Darden is dead. Like those are the only 2 characters. Like he dies in the first 5 minutes. Like
Yeah,
and I think it definitely suffers from like a cast blow. Like there's too many people that were introduced to too fast, that it's like, yeah, you want to introduce all your like main characters in the first episode, but the fact that like we know so much about these main characters immediately, like I don't think that we should have known about what's his name, I keep on wanting to calling him Murph. It's the old dude, the old firefighter that like gets like injured at the end of the episode.
Herman. Yes.
I don't know why I keep on wanting calling him Murph, but like I feel like we shouldn't have known like immediately about his house getting foreclosed. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
what was
that's
that
like
about? Like,
I
that
feel like,
is
yeah, if you wanted to include it, like, later on in the season, like, hey, he's suffering from that, and that's his character arc through the season,
he's
that's fine. But, like, maybe just introduce him as, like, a grouchy old man at first, and
And then give him
then we, like, peel
context.
back the layers later on. Like, I feel I feel like a good thing. I think we got a
Yeah,
dog.
we have a dog issue.
might
We
have a
got
dog
a dog in
issue.
the background.
Technical difficulties. Da, 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 da. All right, sorry. You sorry, Aaron.
Oh no, it's all good. Like, but I feel like in episode 1, a good thing that like helps with like an episode 1 is kind of adding in like a mystery box element to it, because like you want to have the viewers come back like for more, and I feel like they didn't, like, they tried putting in so much. Like, I feel like if you just watch the first episode of Chicago Fire, you get like a good, like, you just get like, I guess, a good sense of like everyone's character arc, and it kind of not really ends at the end of the episode, but there's semi a conclusion for people, like the two dudes, like, what's his name, Kelly or Casey,
Yeah,
like,
Casey.
Kelly and Casey. Yes,
Yeah,
those are
Kelly.
two separate
or
people.
no, like the guy, the druggie, and then the dude that's getting divorced. Those two
Yeah.
guys. Like their whole arc, like where it's like, oh, the one dude thinks that the other guy is like at fault for Darden's death, and it's like they kind of have a mutual respect at the end of the episode. It's like, honestly, I feel like what would have been better if we didn't see Darden's death at all. And it started with Mills entering the fire station, so it's like a fish out of water kind of plot. But we see like the whole element of these two characters having like a back and forth tension to each other. And it's like, oh, what's going on? It's like, oh, it's because the guy that Mills is replacing, like, he died on a job, and like they're like butting heads on like whose fault it was. Because I feel like us seeing that Darden died, and he kind of did it on himself. Like,
Yeah,
the guy
was
on
an
the
idiot.
yeah, like the guy on the ladder was telling him like, "Hey, dude, careful on breaking the glass." Like, Darden caused his own death, and the fact
14
that
years,
that is
14
not.
years at the fire department, guy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
which is also crazy.
That was
the
the
dude
thing that
looked-
bothered me the most, because like he went in, and it's like it's later established that he's been a firefighter for 14 years. It's like,
long
what the
time.
fuck? That's like
Which is
as
like-
old as my car.
Cobalt, you had a
Crazy
fun
because-
note. Oh yeah, go. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it's kind of crazy because Darden also looked like he was, like, maybe in his 30s. Like, he looked young. So, like,
Yeah.
did he join the fire department? Like,
At
I mean, I don't know what the
18.
average age of like people that are like first join the fire department. I
Well,
know
you-
very
I think
little
you have
about.
to be an adult.
Well, I mean, yes,
Yeah, of
obviously.
course.
You know,
We're gonna send a 16-year-old to his death.
we're gonna send this 14-year-old child in to stop this burning building.
My God.
Cobalt, I thought you brought up a good point. It really does feel like after watching the pilot, I don't have to watch any more of the show. Like, it's just like the
Yeah.
entire show. Like, I know you said like when you were in Gyro were watching, the music reminded you of a season finale.
Yeah, like it really did, because it's like this is the kind of song I'd expect to hear at like the end of like maybe a sitcom, like How I Met Your Mother, or what is it, like at the end of a Walking Dead season, like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there were so many like good plot points that they were like setting up, but I feel like their like their delivery on those plot points are just like, okay, like there seems to be semi of a conclusion here. Like, do I really need to continue watching? Like, the only person that I felt like actually has like a sense of like mystery behind them, and I'm like, oh, I might like, I actually won't, but I could understand why someone might continue watching the show is for the police chief. Like the scene when he's putting on his t-shirt and he has like the scars on his back. Like there is so much mystery behind that one dude that I'm like, honestly, if this show was just focused around him, like
That'd be better.
I'd be down. Like that seemed cool. Like he seems like a
he is
cool
the coolest
character.
actor in the show.
Yeah, he really is.
For that scene specifically, my girlfriend Rosie made a very funny comment of why is almost everybody shirtless at some point in the episode. And
That is
once I
true.
noticed, once she brought that up, I was like, wait, why is everybody shirtless at some
I didn't
a
even
funny
notice that,
comment.
but she's yeah,
Exactly.
you're right.
You got
It's very true. A funny like side comment that Cobalt made that I made sure to like write down in my notes is that Cobalt called the fact that when Mills goes to hit on the one
The
ambulance
the
girl,
blonde one.
yeah.
the blonde one, that he was like, oh, she's gonna be gay, and then she like 2 seconds later like she reveals that she's gay, and it's like I thought that was like just so funny because like Cobalt just like made like a random offhand comment, and he was like, I'm psychic, I knew it, like
Oh my fucking god. I was like, I wasn't expecting her to say that, but it was also like, wait, what? Huh? She is? I was joking.
That's one of those scenes where it's like you're doing so much telling because before he does that, they're like, I'm living vicariously through you, Peter Mills, because you're Peter Mills, and my wife won't have sex with me, Peter Mills. I'm going, what the fuck is happening?
That whole when that happened, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what? Like, why did we need to know that information? Like, I get it. It's like, hey, it's the first episode. Like, there's exposition, but like,
I feel like there's
to like
so
kind of like
much telling.
it's a lot. And there's like a way to do it good, like to kind of jump to like Gravity Falls, the other episode that we like talked
Yeah,
about.
the good pilot.
Yeah, the good pilot.
I put in my notes, good setup at the beginning, gets away with the exposition because there's a lot of action happening. And then because of the fact that Dipper is doing voiceover, it kind of gets away that like you're like telling a lot of information, but you're also showing it. He also like we learn just from the visuals and from him talking about what this like the year or like kind of like the time of the year is, what is happening in the scene, who like the like deuteragonist is, like his sister Mabel. We learn all of that in like a minute and 20 something seconds, and it's not really brought up much later on in the rest of the episode. Like there's not like more like exposition, or like when there is, it's like not like overbearing. Like there's only a very limited amount of voiceover, like, and it's like there's ways to do it, there's ways that you could like have the dialogue like explain it. Chicago Fire just does not do it good.
No, it does not.
What I like about Gravity Falls, because I picked this pilot because I actually, it's a good show, right? I like this pilot because every single thing in this episode connects to something in the episode, as opposed to Chicago Fire, where just so many different subplots. Like, we did not need the chief boxing somebody. We just didn't. But, like, Mabel's love for boys leads to her going out and finding the zombie. Even like going out in the woods and finding the journal leads to Dipper writing the voiceover he did at the beginning in the journal at the very end of the episode. And like even it's like even like flips to like the gnome page when he's like scrolling through the pages, and then he shows it again, leading to like the actual gnome reveal. Like everything connects in that pilot that really makes it like just fun. And I didn't need to know, oh, you're Mabel Pines because you're my sister Mabel Pine. Like I didn't need like that shoved in my face, because like the intro credits really gave the three characters, Dipper, Mabel, Stan, and then like Susan and Wendy were like in the intro but not really. But like they focused really on those 3 characters for the pilot, and I think focusing on those was so more important than whatever the hell they were doing with Peter Mills.
Right.
Yeah, I honestly felt like if they started the episode, because I get like with Chicago Fire, they were trying to jump us in, like, hey, here's just another day at the office. This is the daily life of this fire department. And it's like, I get that, but because of the amount of people that are like the amount of cast members that you have, it's just like there's a lot going on with all of that. And if we had like one central, like, I was honestly really happy when Peter Mills joined, or like when he finally showed up, because I'm like, oh, finally a cast member that we could like us, the audience, can kind of put ourselves onto, because he's the fish out of water. He's the
What was his
person
name
that's
again?
coming into this. Peter Mills.
Oh,
Like-
right.
Like-
yeah, that guy.
And the fact that we like, even though we hear his name so many times, I feel like we do not spend that much time with him as a
all I
character.
know is that at the end of the episode, he got a pat on the back because he did his job and replaced the tape on the locker.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about something that Chicago Fire did right, and that was, I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a fucking Chekhov's gun in the pilot
Oh, with the alarm.
with the alarm. Aaron
I
noticed
love
it.
that.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
that
that
was
was
actually
great.
really good.
That was really good.
So for all of you plebs out there, a Chekhov's gun is basically the example is always on the mantle. If there's a shotgun, at least somewhere in the story that shotgun has to go off. So Peter Mills, I don't know if you guys knew that guy yet.
Yeah,
he was
shut up.
giving a lesson he was giving a lesson to just a bunch of kids, and he was like, this is a beeper, and if we don't move, it starts beeping. And then Casey and Kelly, the drug addict, fall like 3 floors, and then the beeper goes off. And I'm like, oh my god!
I'm getting a
I was
phone
the
call.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I was pointing at it. I was like, oh my god!
They need to answer their phone.
They need to answer their phone.
Yeah, I thought that was actually really nicely done.
Yeah, that was
I was
really
like,
good.
I was like, okay, like that's actually good, like a good like moment there, because like they actually had like a reference to it and everything. Like, it was nice. And like that was also like another thing that like, because it happening with like the fire department and them in an actual like situation, like I was telling Cobalt about it while we were watching the episode. I was just like, I feel like we're learning too much about the interpersonal relationships of these characters, and I feel like we should focus more on like the actual fire department show. Like,
Yeah, like
I don't know if that's just me, that I'm looking more so like if I wanted to watch fire department stuff, then I should just watch the news, or like, but like I don't know. I feel like even when Peter Mills, don't know if you guys know that guy, but
No idea.
No idea.
when he gets a tour of the department, it's like, oh yeah, that thing's over there, that thing's over there,
It's
that
like 2
thing's over there. Like,
seconds.
yeah, it's like, are we gonna learn more about this fucking department? Like, I don't even know
I don't even know half
if I
these
remember
people's
correctly,
names.
I think the department, like the specific firehouse that they work at, is 81. I think that's the name of it. But I feel like it would have been cool if we got like an establishing shot or something of the number of their firehouse.
Yeah, with the Family Guy intro sound.
That's okay. That's
Zoom shot.
But that's just me. Also, another thing that I feel like was a little weird is when Peter Mills, if you guys
Who?
remember that character, when he tackles the suspect in the car. I don't know much about the fire department, but are they legally allowed to
no idea.
like
Yeah, no
stop a
idea.
suspect? And yeah, that was one thing that I felt very confused about, and I'm like, well, now I'm just
Everything-
thinking about this more
Everything
often.
was very quick cut, and I was talking to Rosie, and I was like, they're probably like cutting to every single person because what they're doing is probably dead wrong. Like all procedures and stuff is probably just completely incorrect.
Out the
But I guess it's
window.
fine
Yeah.
for TV. Like cops aren't like going deep undercover and shit like all the time, you know.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
only
I
if
don't
they
know.
have,
It's
I think, like hints or whatever.
pretty much, yeah.
Honestly, a
I
pilot
think
episode that we should have.
oh yeah.
I was gonna say a pilot episode that we should have totally watched was like Rookies or like Blue Bloods. Like, I feel like that would have
Let's talk
been
about
like
Pilots Part 2.
Yeah.
Pilots Part 2.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Bro.
But what was it? Like, I feel like Chicago Fire, I think it's very heavily like carried by the acting, because I felt like there was a lot of moments where the dialogue was very iffy, but it didn't feel that bad because some of the actors were actually like really good.
Yeah.
Like I kind of enjoyed some of the acting moments, like the ending where like the one dude is talking on the phone with his like his wife that they're trying to make things work out, and it's like that very awkward tension, and I was like okay, that's actually like a really like I really liked that dynamic between the two, like the two actors. I thought they like did really good in the scenes that they had together, because it felt like an actual like awkward like oh, they're trying to make this relationship work, they still love each other, but like
I really
we
thought
don't.
that she was never going to come back in the show. I really thought that
She was
her
only gonna
scene.
have like the one scene.
She gets one
Yeah.
talking bit.
Yes.
You're fired.
Yeah, I honestly thought that it was setting up for, because the other ambulance chick, because she obviously has a crush on that dude, but he still loves his like ex-wife, who knows. So I thought that was supposed to set up for like a future plot point. So it's like, oh, that'd be interesting. Like that's like
That was
another
like the one
like
bit
a
of foreshadowing that I really had from that show.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
No,
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
um,
Professor Google over here.
Hey, look,
and
man.
like that's why I really liked the acting in it, because I actually felt like, oh, these two characters obviously they like each other, but they're having like issues with their relationship, and then this other girl is like, oh, she actually, and you could actually see like from the very first scene when she interacts with them, like the or interacts with the guy, like you could kind of tell like, oh, is there something weird happening here, like and like you actually don't get a confirmation if she actually likes the dude. The only reason why I know is because the promo of the next episode started playing, and she quite literally says,
Oh
yeah,
my
I like this
God.
dude, but he's married.
Oh
Like
my
so it's
God.
like,
God.
TV shows at it again, ruining
Yep.
the whole mystery.
yeah.
Oh, thank you, NBC or CBS, whatever the heck it aired on.
So I mean, those are like TV show pilots, and obviously we've looked at a good pilot, and then we've looked at a whack pilot that
Yeah.
kind of was all over the place. I guess, Cobalt, I'll tee you up. If you were to make, because I know you made a episode one for your show, but I don't know if you necessarily call that a pilot. I guess how would you structure a pilot on your own for something?
Like on my own, I think for a pilot, I would probably do like, I guess the priority would be to get like people, it's like these are these characters, these are important people, these are, you know, people you should pay attention to. And then like, what is it? Get introductions out of the way. And then I don't know, set up maybe some foreshadowing for later in the show. And like go from there, honestly. Cause to me, like a pilot, it's kind of like, I think a pilot is important on setting up the premise of the show and setting up the characters of the show. And Chicago Fire did not do that very well. Because I'm
You know
kind
who
of,
Peter
Yeah.
Mills is?
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
true.
huh? Who? Yeah, no, I know who Peter Mills is, but it's like they only said his name like 2 billion times in the first 5 seconds of the show. So it's like, yeah.
I definitely feel like with Chicago Fire, they definitely were like, I get what they were trying to go for with like setting up like all the characters and like where they're at and their like point of life when the episode starts. It just like, yeah, it was just too much of like a cast blow. Like, I feel like if we started the episode where it was like, yeah, you had all the same cast of characters, but if we followed mainly like, if we followed the two dudes from the fire where the one guy died, and then we followed Peter Mills throughout most of the episode, I feel like that would have been good. So we had like a fish out of water perspective, and then we had the two dudes where like the tension is happening. And honestly, if it was me, I wouldn't have actually had the scene where Darden dies. I would have put that in a later episode because I
Yeah.
feel like it would have added more of the to like a reveal for the character arc between them two having tension. If you revealed that like, no, Darden didn't listen to me, I was trying to tell him to not do the things that exactly you're telling me that like we shouldn't have done, but you didn't want to listen to me and listen to my side of the story. You just wanted to believe that I got our friend killed. I feel like that would have been such a good like opportunity for like a later episode, like at the end of their character arc when they're getting to a point where like they're actually talking to each other and like the tension finally rises to that like climax.
Right. Like
And like
Darden.
just set it up where like, oh, this fire like this officer like died. Peter Mills is coming in as the fish out of water character, and then like, but these two characters don't like each other. I wonder what that's about. And we know that it's something to do with that firefighter for dying, but we don't know the full story. I feel like that could have added so much more like tension. We have like our three main characters, the two characters that are having tension with each other, this new like fish out of water character that's like learning everybody else, and then we start to like kind of be introduced to all the other characters either like semi through the episode, but we don't learn too much about them just yet, and then we kind of learn more about their backstories later on. Like I feel like if we learn more about Herman as being like a grouchy old man throughout this episode, but then in the next episode or like following episodes we learn, oh, his house got foreclosed. Oh, that's why he's the grouchy old man. Like he's actually a really chill and like bubbly dude. Like,
He's just gonna
but
be happily in a residence.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's I feel like there's so many opportunities that they could have like I'm like a big fan when it comes to TV shows specifically, not so much movies, but TV shows adding like a mystery box element. I think that really helps to like hook and keep your viewers to be like, okay, I'll stick around for an episode 2. I want to see what the answers are to these questions. And I feel like Chicago Fire didn't. They posed questions that got answered by the end of the episode,
Like,
and there really isn't much for like a reason to like continue.
yeah, there's like a few things I would probably stick around for, like why does the chief have scars on his back? Like what's that about? But like, you know, they
Not why
close.
not why he's boxing the mayor.
I
I'm
think he
more
was
Well,
interested
he-
boxing
in
the
him
police
boxing the
chief.
mayor.
He was
Was
boxing
he?
the police chief because it was
Oh, I don't know.
it was the fire department versus the
The
police officers.
department.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was like I guess their annual boxing thing,
Look,
which
I'm more
like
interested
if
in the
that is a
boxing
real
career.
thing, true. Like if that's a real thing, I want to go to my local like like I want to see the police and fire chief just duking it out. I think that'd be so funny.
Yeah. No, that'd be great.
But I mean,
But
Gyro, like when you
yeah.
were doing the pilot episode for your show Respawn, if you haven't watched Respawn, it's on this channel, dummy. Click it.
Yeah.
Like when you did your pilot, you kind of did the fish out of water thing, but you also didn't give a lot away and you didn't introduce everybody yet, and I feel like that was a strength of your pilot, just not fully showing everything that the universe has to offer. I guess what could you take away from Chicago Fire or Gravity Falls if you were to
I
do another pilot? Like, what would you?
If I did another pilot, I would probably extend it a little bit more to introduce, not on the level of Chicago Fire, where it introduces so many characters, so many of their plot lines, like immediately in the first episode. I would definitely introduce more of the cast, because I feel like that's one issue that I feel like I had with like the current episodes. Like I'm actively working on episode 3, and not to spoil much, but we're now like being introduced to 2 more characters that are going to be part of the main cast of characters, which I feel like they should have been introduced at the very least in the first episode. Maybe not like you don't see their whole like life story, like Herman and his like house being foreclosed, but
It's a very important detail.
very
Yeah.
important detail. But like at least
I'm
like
the
a more of an introduction where you hear their name or you hear the voice actor at the very least. I do wish that I introduced more of the cast in the first episode, but I think at the time my thought process was, my main important things was to introduce the main character, why we're following the main character, and then introduce the villain and kind of the mystery box around the villain, because at least in my show, the villain is like the mystery box. The everything involving the relationship between the main character and the villain is like the mystery box, and I feel like that's kind of what I did for my show. So that was kind of the main focal point for my pilot, but I do wish that I at least extended it a little bit more to introduce some more characters. So I think that's what I probably would have done differently. Um, After watching Gravity Falls and um Chicago Fire, because at least with Gravity Falls, it introduced the other like tertiary characters like Seuss and I forget the redhead girl's name. Wendy. But we don't really know too much about them. We just know that, oh, they also work at the Mystery Shack, and we kind of get a little bit of their personalities. Seuss is like a goofball, and Wendy is like
The love
and
interest.
chill. Like I didn't get that at all in the first episode.
I kind of got
But
it, but that's just me.
I just kind of got the vibes that she was like just like a chill, like, yeah, do whatever, kid.
Whatever.
Like,
Go
yeah.
kill that rabbit over there.
But like you kind of get an idea of their vibes, but you don't know too much about them. So it's like, so you avoid that kind of cast bloat, but you also are still introduced to like the entire like cast of characters. So I think that's what I would probably do differently if I was rewriting or redoing episode 1 of Respawn. I would introduce more characters, but still kind of keep it vague that they're not like
have them around, but not have them really doing a ton.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That it's like, hey, these people are important, but they're not important at this moment.
Right.
And then Tux, for you with your main series, like RVB, the fan series, what would you do differently if you were to rewrite like your episode 1? Like if you were to
Right.
do a pilot.
I mean, my episode 1 is mainly character introduction because I really leverage the fact that it's a fan show, but I feel like I could have done a much better job. Like, and I even had this issue in season 4, which is technically a soft reboot / completely different new character arc, where I kind of like fall back on the pre-existing stuff. I feel like I could have done more to set up at least a better hook instead of kind of jumping right into, oh, we're here for this, and then, oh, we're here to find them. Like, it's very short, and I wish I really made it longer, and then mainly focus on the characters, the world, and how the characters fit in that world and how they interact with each other. And obviously, it's a very bird's eye view and complicated in practice, but I mainly feel like if you can focus on those goals, I think you'll have a real successful pilot because the world of Gravity Falls, I can understand. It's chaotic and it's strange and it's funny and it's weird, but I can understand all of that through the first 20 minutes. It's an animated show, so it's not very long, but I got all of that, and I didn't get any of that from Chicago Fire. So I would definitely lean a ton into just maybe more setup as opposed to we're here already. It's the when they replaced the War Machine actor in Iron Man 2. It's the we're here. It's okay. I'm here. Get over it.
Yeah. Welcome,
I just
Don
wish
Cheadle.
I wish I did. Yeah, Don Cheadle. I wish I focused more on the world instead of just solely focusing on the characters because I defaulted to you're smarter than this. You already know the world. But I wish I didn't. I wish I did more.
That's fair. I guess that does kind of help, and I guess that like maybe that's also the vibe that maybe like Chicago Fire was kind of going for, because it's like there's so many fire department shows. Like there's so
Yeah,
many
you know
shows
the
that are
premise.
similar to
Fight
yeah,
the
you know the premise.
fires,
But
internal drama,
so
fun stuff.
like I feel like with your show different with like Chicago Fire, it's like you like utilizing the already pre-existing like IP, you're like able to like make that decision of just like, hey, let's focus on the characters instead of the world, because like most people that are watching a Red versus Blue fan series will know that it's a fan series, so they've already watched the previous IP.
Right.
I feel like with Chicago Fire, yeah, like there's so many other shows that are like firefighter shows, but it's also like, what if this is the person that's watching this episode, what if it's their first time watching a firefighter show? Like, so like they don't know the so I feel like they kind of leaned a little too heavy in the whole like, let's introduce all these characters and all their problems, and it's like, well, you should probably like introduce just kind of the like more of the vibe
fire.
And more like
the fire
like
part
yeah
of the firefighters.
So let's show how dangerous
I feel like
fire is.
Well, they did.
Well,
they
I mean, they did
Darden.
do that.
They
killed
Darden.
Darden.
My favorite
I really
character.
think. I'm sorry, but I got so caught up with how like Darden died that it's like, it's like the episode starts, they're in the fire truck, they get out, and he gets engulfed in flames.
That was crazy.
And you want me to feel bad? How?
Yeah, like that's why I feel like if they focused more on us not actually seeing Darden's death, and they held that scene for like a different episode later on in the season, and it's just like oh yeah, this guy died during one of our like jobs,
routine operations.
It's been really tough. Like if they focused more on the aftermath and not actually the beginning of the shot, because like I feel like one, later in the season they would probably have more of like a like either, I mean, maybe not the budget, but they would have more of a plan of like how they want to structure it. Because I feel like at the very beginning, it's like, we don't know these characters. We don't know the stakes. Like, yeah, we see the guy get engulfed in flames, but like, this is our first introduction to all these characters. Why should I feel bad? But if we just like immediately are here and it's like, oh, this dude is haunting the narrative. Like, I wonder what happened. Like, who is this guy? Like, I feel like if they just focused more on that aspect and not actually showing us Darden's death and just being like, oh yeah, one of our team members died, that's who you're replacing, Peter Mills. Like,
and then
I feel like they should have definitely focused more on that instead of like what they actually did.
For whatever reason, you just reminded me of the bit in RVB where it's like, what happened to Georgia?
But like it brings in that intrigue. Now it's like a running gag and running joke in the RVB fandom of like what happened to Georgia. It's like
What happened
that's
to
how you
Darden?
create
What happened to
like that's where
Darden?
you create like a level of
Mystery
like
and intrigue.
mystery. Yeah, where your fan base will be like, "Hey, like how many shots do we actually see of Georgia in the entirety of Red versus Blue in all like 20 seasons? We probably only see like maybe like
One or
two
two.
to 3 minutes of
And it's all
footage
deleted
of Georgia.
scenes. It's not even like
And it's all yeah,
real. It's all fake.
but Georgia is a very prominent figure. And like everyone loves making like what happened to Georgia jokes. It's like that's how you actually make a character haunt the narrative that's not even there. Like
I don't mean to.
so
Yeah. No, it's kind of crazy. It's like, yeah,
but
Darden.
is there any notes? Because I feel like we've talked a lot about Chicago Fire.
Yeah, we've
is
only
there
been
any
talking
more
about it for almost an
notes?
hour now.
I'm sorry, I just care
Um,
about Peter Mills. Do you not?
He also goes by Pete,
Okay, hold on.
but fuck, that joke did not land. Fuck. Okay, I guess
No.
I'll just go. I'll go Darden myself.
No.
But
Love
do
you,
either
Gyro.
of y'all have any
Hang on, my
notes
AirPods. My
about?
AirPods died. Hang on.
Oh damn it!
Do,
Technical
do,
difficulties.
do, 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 do,
Da, 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 da.
do.
We're professionals.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
you
Oh, the right
fucking
one?
mic.
Wait. Talk now.
Gaming.
Hello.
Fuck. Oh, okay. All right. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're good. No, that's
Yeah.
okay. But I was gonna ask, what do either of you have any more notes about Gravity Falls specifically?
Is it okay
Going
if
back
I
to-
admit something?
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't
yeah, go for it.
rewatch the Gravity Falls pilot.
I want him gone.
Ah,
I want him,
get him out of
I want him
here!
gone.
Dead.
Guy didn't do the homework. Watch
I
Chicago
know.
Fire last
Hold
minute.
on.
It's on YouTube. It's on their channel. It's free.
Oh, I pirated it.
Ah, damn. See, I was a
I'm
good
ju-
boy, and I watched it on their
I'm just
YouTube
a
channel.
sailor
so-
of the seven seas, Gyro.
True.
No, I mean, I honestly didn't have that many thoughts on Gravity Falls. I just think it's like a good pilot. Like there's a ton of mystery. Everything has a purpose. There's no wasted space. There's no clutter. The side characters don't really need to be there, so they're not. And there's not really that much I could say besides it just works. Todd Howard. Like it just works.
It just works. I will say there is one line of dialogue that I did not like in the episode of Gravity
Uh-oh.
Falls. This could be me more so nitpicking, but I didn't like them saying sibling hug, and then them hugging and then doing the awkward pat pat. I feel like it would have been better if they just hugged each other and did the awkward pat pat at the end. I feel like that would have been so much cuter without them saying sibling hug. Because we like already established that they are siblings earlier in the episode.
They are?
I feel like they yeah.
What?
I understand that it might be difficult to not know because Peter Mills wasn't there to
You're
explain
so
it
right.
for us.
You're
Like,
so right.
but that was the one thing that I felt like, okay, it doesn't change anything. I feel like the pilot was still good, but they could have totally got rid of that line of dialogue. Just that one, just them saying sibling hug. I feel like they could have totally gotten rid of that.
Little armchair critic there. Gyro.
Yes.
Well, actually, I mean, I feel like I'm never going to be in the need to make a new pilot. Maybe I will, but maybe in like a years from now. And there's so many examples of pilots that it's very difficult to like find a bad pilot. I guess we kind of stumbled upon one, but like I was trying to find like a really bad one that I can go, "Oh, what can I not do?" Um and I guess we kind of found one in Chicago Fire, but like I was trying like people say like The Office is a bad pilot. Like I don't know, I like The Office. I think Parks and Rec is a tough one. Um I guess it's important to know that even though you are making a pilot, it is okay to change aspects of a story that's not working, right? I feel like that's
Hmm.
really important. Like a pilot is supposed to be like if you name it pilot, there's an expectation I feel like at some level that people are going to change a little bit, you know? Just the
Yeah.
same way how there's a change from maybe season to season or whatever. Like you like having a pilot is basically kind of like a blank check. You can kind of do whatever you want, but if you get picked up, you could just change the entire plot and nobody really will harm you for anything, you know?
Hmm. I think that's kind of like what happened with, because everyone loves to mention and reference the Game of Thrones, the like aired pilot that they made, like where they like essentially they like changed and recasted so many people, or like I think they did like a full recast. And it's like it's okay. Like Game of Thrones being, I mean, as much as the later seasons fell off, it was one of the biggest shows
Oh, for
ever.
sure.
And even they had to redo their pilot, and then like what the final product that we got wasn't like wasn't originally what they like wanted to do. So it's okay. Like I think like another example, like more so like niche to like our own like community, but like with like Spybox and like Guard Duty, they did like a full like season 1 of Guard Duty, and
Yeah, and
they
then they
like
just redid it.
redid it because they didn't think that it like was in line to like what they truly wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I feel like um it's always like good like for aspiring like filmmakers and stuff, if you're like wanting to make something that's like just like a fun like, or just like you have a TV show idea and you have like a pilot episode, it is okay if that pilot episode completely changes from your original vision, because hey, when you actually start filming it, like I know when I started working on episode 1 of Respawn, it I mean the script it mostly is there, but I honestly think that the voiceover that I did in the pilot episode wasn't originally there. I don't when I first wrote the script, I think it just immediately went to the next scene where Damon goes to his house and he's talking to his dad after him saving the what was it? The restaurant.
Yeah.
Like so like without me having that voiceover, there was like no like exposition, understanding of the world, like we didn't even know even
What
who
was going
Damon Steele
on?
was.
Yeah.
Um so it's always good to like definitely change things, especially when you
Yeah,
start
it's good to
filming
know that
stuff.
your
You're
vision can change.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I did also really like, I wanted to mention this with cuz I've not really watched Gravity Falls besides watching this first episode and watching some of the later episodes. Like I know who the big bad is, and with that context in mind, I did notice that the window looked very ominous and looked a lot like in reference to the
A certain
potential big
somebody.
bad, certain
That was right.
someone.
I also wrote that down under foreshadowing, but I didn't want to bring that
Yeah.
up. But that is something I also noticed. There's a lot like there's a lot of setup, but there's also a lot of oh, that was fun. But like if you look, it's like, oh wow, there's a ton to like deep dive and uncover, but like for the casual viewer, I think it's great, and then for like the hardcore person, it's also great to try to
Yeah.
like figure out the mystery, which is obviously what that show is, being a mystery.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of rewatchability to it. And I think that's also a cool thing with like a either a pilot or like the beginning of your series. Like if you have the ability that you could rewatch it. Like I honestly don't think that I would be able to rewatch Chicago Fire, like the first episode. Like it just doesn't feel like
It's a
a
drag.
show. Yeah, like a show, or like maybe if it's in the background as like white noise, but like you don't want your show to feel like that. You
Yeah, I'm
want
not
it to
gonna
feel
sit
like
down
it.
and watch Chicago Fire.
Yeah. Um but with Gravity Falls, it's definitely one of those shows that is like engaging from beginning to end.
Hmm.
And like just from the limited amount of knowledge that I have of the show, I definitely like saw that there was like little bits of foreshadowing there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. So for you, young viewer, watching three people, technically two. I don't know where Cobalt went. Two people rambling about a pilot episode. Be daring, be brave, and honestly, just kind of make whatever is in your brain. Don't make what you want to make, and honestly, probably the rest will follow. Um, that's like the number one thing about being a storyteller is that you can kind of tell whatever story that you want to do. And you may not do it in a pilot format, you may have the entire show written out, but it's important to approach at least your episode 1 with a basic understanding that maybe not every single person is going to follow on to the next episode 2, basically the next episode. It's your job to get them across that finish line, and that's really what a pilot episode is for. So just having that ability to really put your all into one episode, put everything, like put your love, your passion, put all of that into one thing, I think is honestly maybe the most important thing when making a show. Probably, obviously characters are important, but like you can figure out characters as the season goes along. You really got to make sure that you have something, a spark, something for people to attach something to. And when you figure out that something, I think that's when your pilot or your episode 1 or your story as a whole can really like take flight, I guess, to be really dramatic.
Yeah.
Am I done? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Did I get to? I got to my wordy self. That's my YouTube video essay voice coming out.
No, I thought it was great. I liked it. I thought that was wise words. Wise words. Yes, I liked it. Picasso.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think I got anything else. Cole, you got anything? Damn.
Man of
Man
many
of
words.
Man of many words. Very wise, some could say.
Yes.
Well, I guess thank you for joining the Rule of Thirds podcast. This was the first episode. I mean, a lot of work to do, but I think as much pilots go, that's very in the norm, right? So I guess
Yeah.
I really just wanted to make sure, like, thank you guys so much for watching. This was, a lot of planning for us to do. We actually had to sit down and do homework. I can't believe I'm doing homework at 24, but I guess make sure to check out I guess myself and Cobalt in the description. Obviously subscribe to Dual Wield Studios here. And if you got a film or TV show where I hit something, a film or TV show or really anything like cinematography, filming, writing, really any kind of topic in that space you would want us to talk about, let us know in the comments if anybody watches this, right? I appreciate you guys watching, and Gyro, last words. Say something, please.
Peterbilt's greatest
All right.
character ever to exist. Yeah, he's amazing.